Hello, everybody. It's episode number 13. Here we go again. Yep, we came back again. You know who it is. It's those guys from XO Sports Talk Radio, July the 13th, and this is the 13th edition. We are here to give you the best and nothing but the best in the sports news world. What's up, my fellas?
What's going on?
What's up, everybody?
Hey,
Come on, fellas.
everybody's good, hopefully.
Man, how y'all doing, man?
Doing great.
Hey,
Doing
man.
great.
Man, it's good to see everybody, man. It's good to see y'all, man. It's good to
Sir,
see
yes,
y'all.
sir.
Yeah, coming off that.
Man, I'm excited. I'm
the
pumped.
July
I'm
weekend.
pumped.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So
Brian,
with that, XO Sports want to thank all the listeners and viewers for their support. We're currently streaming on all media and podcast platforms. Please feel free to post any comments or suggestions you may have. We definitely enjoy and hearing the criticism or encouragements, either one. If this is your first time listening or watching it, please hit the subscribe or the channel, the subscribe button or the channel notification. Actually messed that all up, but you get the point. So please
We know,
feel
man.
free to tell your
Notification
family
bell,
and friends
notification
about that. So let's go on.
okay, he's on probation again. Emerson,
What's up, man?
I hate to go this route, but we got to do what we got to do. Stanley Cup Championship update.
Listen, man, congratulations once again to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Back-to-back Stanley Cup. You brought home the trophy again. Listen, it was a great series. I was picking Montreal. I'm a big fan of the Montreal Canadiens. I'm really a big fan of the New York Islanders, but Montreal, we were rooting for you. We had all our eggs in the basket that you were going to pull it out. But we got to give credit where credit is due. Tampa Bay Lightning, you guys, you played one hell of a series. You showed that you are true champions. And my hat's off to you, everyone here at XO Sports. Hat is off to you guys. And just seeing the celebration that you had, having that boat parade. They had a boat parade, huh? So
Yeah.
listen, Tampa Bay, big ups to you guys. I know you won the Super Bowl. Now you won the Stanley Cup. I don't know what. What else is going to do? The Devil Rays? I don't know. They're going to do it. But Tampa Bay, once again, congratulations on the Stanley Cup win this year. 2021 Stanley Cup champions, Tampa Bay Lightning. Go get them.
Congratulations, Tampa.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Tampa.
Congratulations.
I'm going rogue. I'm not. I'm going rogue because now they got a chance to make the trifecta down there.
Yeah. Yes.
Now you're talking about the Tampa Bay Rays.
The Rays. Yeah.
So,
Would that be the first time ever something like that happened?
You know what? That's
I
a good
believe so.
question. I'm not sure.
I think Boston did it with football, baseball, and basketball. Don't forget.
Would that be Celtics,
Yeah.
Patriots,
And Bruins, I think.
Bruins?
and the Bruins, yeah. And the Bruins, yeah. Maybe you're right, Malcolm. That's a
We have
good
to
question.
follow up on that. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Well, that city is lit right now. That might be the place to be. Want to go get your party on.
Also was trying to get down there and join that party too.
Yeah, man, that party is probably going on. It's probably still going on right now.
Yeah. I mean, get out a lot of aspirins. In the tennis world, congratulations to 25-year-old Ashley Barty for winning Wimbledon. This is her second Grand Slam title.
Yeah.
Novak Djokovic,
Yeah.
congratulations to him for winning the men's.
Yeah.
This is 20th Grand Slam title.
20th. That's major.
And he ties Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer. And
Two other great players.
yeah,
He's in good company right now.
And he's
I
still
mean-
got quite a few good years left in him.
yep. And if I'm correct, I believe that's 6 Wimbledon championships that he's won.
Yep.
So,
all right.
I mean, it just seemed like, he's like the blue collar guy compared to Roger. Everybody loves Roger. He's smooth,
Right.
but Novak has been around. He's worked hard,
Yes, he has.
and I don't think he really gets a lot of the credit that he deserves. When Roger Federer, hey, they love him. He's one of the icons, but to me, Novak is the blue collar guy. He works hard. He's
Yeah.
got a solid game, and he wins.
And he's consistent. He's really consistent. Every time he steps out there on the court, he's going to give it to you. He's going to give it to all. You're going to be in a fight. So big ups to him.
Definitely.
Congratulations on that.
One of the
big win.
tennis greats. One of the
Yeah.
tennis greats.
Yes.
And
When
it's,
all said and done.
yeah, it's interesting because, you think about in our era, Jimmy Connors,
Yeah.
John McEnroe,
Mhm.
The great John.
but these guys here, they're on top.
Don't forget about Pete Sampras.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That list is long. There's so many great ones. I mean, oh my goodness, that list
Wow.
is long.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
And you bring up
Wow.
Pete Sampras, it makes us think of, you forget how good he was, and it's almost like he's
He was
an
great.
afterthought for the
Yeah.
players that came up past.
True.
because now it's out of these 3, 2020, and like Ric Flair would say, to be the man, you got to beat the man. So let's see who's going to get to number 21 first.
It's just good to see the world of tennis striving, just taking it to new heights right now. And as that sport is continuing to grow, and it's a great accomplishment.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Kudos to those guys.
Yes.
Now on some sad news. No restart for Sha'Carri Richardson to participate in the Olympics. Should she get a restart? Let's go with Malcolm.
I'm going to say no, because the rules are the rules, just like they said. I mean, he actually smoked it in a legal state, which is Oregon. And the point is, she smoked it like 24 hours before your race. Come on. Where's her team at? Where's her management? I know you can't watch everything she does. And she's getting over the fact that her mom passed away, and she had to find out through a reporter, which is a terrible news, And I feel for her because, I mean, it's just see that great young talent, and we don't get to see it on display in the Olympics because of a simple marijuana smoke. And I agree, it's just marijuana. It's not like it's a performance enhancing like everybody talked about. I mean, like I said, it's just a drug. Like I said, I mean, it's considered somewhat of a natural drug, but to see people go crazy like, oh my God, it's marijuana. It is what it is. It doesn't increase your power, running or anything unless you put a bag of Doritos or some Churchies or some Popeyes fried chicken at the finish line.
But let me ask you a question, though, Malcolm.
I'm listening.
It wasn't performance enhancement. And let's just say they did make marijuana legal. And then a player, an athlete, all of a sudden says, well, I smoked a joint and I didn't know it was laced with a performance drug inside. Are we opening up another Pandora box?
Probably.
Yeah.
They'll always find a way to cheat. You know that for a fact. They're always going to find a way to cheat.
Yep. And how about you, Emerson?
Well, I have to agree with Malcolm on the fact with Ms. Richardson. Where was her team at? There's so many things at hand right here. that's going to benefit her in the future. If we could have waited to after the, after they say after the party and the after party, but I really feel bad for her because she's such a wonderful talent, a wonderful, extraordinary talent. I think had the opportunity to bring home a gold medal, and I know she worked very hard. She's overcome some adversity. Sorry on the passing of the loss of her mom.
Yes.
I just wanted to really see her in this race and compete for the United States of America and bring home the gold. Once again, just alluding to what Malcolm had stated, where was her team at? There should have been a hedge of protection around her. Just watching what she's doing on a daily basis. You've worked so hard and you're at the place where you need to be right now to make history. We're talking history with the great runners of the world of our past. I wanted to see that and to know that she's not going to be able to compete. It's kind of a bittersweet lesson right here. And I hope she can learn from this lesson. I hope her team can learn from this lesson and that we'll see her again. I do believe we'll see her again. And we're rooting for you, Ms. Richardson. We're rooting for you, Scott. So you get back in there, continue training, doing what you have to do. And I know we're going to see you again because there are big dreams down the road for you. So keep up the hard work. Keep pushing forward. And we learn from our mistakes. We all have done things in our lives.
Yes.
I want to ask you a question, Emerson, to that, to play devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say what kind of relationship she had with her teammates?
That's a good question you asked. I would hope that she would surround herself with some people that have a great positive influence on her. I would hope that she would surround herself with some people that are able to direct her and guide her in the right direction. Whenever you're a young athlete or person of fame, you need someone who's had some life experiences. So I would hope that she had assembled the right team to be around her. And as far as the relationship, why not have someone that you have a good relationship around you? I don't think you would select anyone that you don't have a good relationship with.
I'm going to come back to you in the next round. What about you, Brian?
I'm torn with the situation, the decision that she did, but at the same time, you can have some sort of understanding because with the loss of a loved one, everyone handles situations different. We're all human.
Grieve different, yes.
So
Absolutely.
you just want to hope that person could find some peace and a peace of mind that they can move forward and just find a new norm of happiness, because this is something that is it could be very hurtful. On the other end on that, I think the IOC could possibly take a look into the situation, not her situation, but I'm talking about the situation going forward. I know here in the US and the States, a lot of the states, marijuana is legal or becoming legal. I don't know how it is on a global scale, but that's something for the IOC to look into. So I just wish her the best. It's going to be hurt that we can't see her compete for another 4 years. It's not like something that you're going to have coming around another 6 months or a year. So I think we missed on the opportunity to see something great because I think she was definitely going to bring some excitement to the event.
And how about you, Terry?
Well, I guess first off, I just send my condolences to her just based off the loss of her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also glad that, you brought up something really interesting, Aaron. I'm glad that we're sitting here talking about her missing the Olympics. As you mentioned, what if it was laced with something else? I'm glad that we're not sitting here talking about the loss of her, Yeah.
Very true.
Because that easily could have been the case, unfortunately. A lot of people, like Malcolm said, I agree. Rules are the rules. And they have to be followed. I just, and a lot of people wanted to compare Michael Phelps to her. The difference being back in 2008, this was months after he had competed. But like Brian said, I think this opens up the discussion that's going to be had. It's going to be talked about. It's going to be discussed amongst the IOC, and this could spill over into other sports as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what this next year brings in terms of how we handle marijuana and sports. So.
Well, if they make marijuana legal throughout the world and they want to put it in the rules, okay. But unfortunately, they didn't. And I want to see what happens when she runs in the world championship. I want to see if she takes this as motivation to say, okay, you didn't see me in the Olympics. Now watch me light up the world championship. Because that's the next stage that she has a chance to do, I believe, next year. But my heart goes out that she lost her mother. I don't wish that on anybody, and I especially wouldn't want to hear it from a reporter that, though he has a job to do, that's almost like a gotcha moment.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, how do you react to that? They want you to be professional, but you're also human for somebody to tell you that. So I'm happy that, like Terry said, that she came out of it alive, that you didn't hear about an overdose or, something severe. But unfortunately, the rules are the rules until they decide to change them. Let it be known for everybody. If you break the rule, you break the rule.
Yeah.
The next question I have is, was it fair not to have her on the 4x100 relay? We're going to bring this back to Terry.
Like everyone said on here, I think it was fair. Rules are the rules until it can be discussed and rules are changed. That's something everyone has to abide by. She knew the rules going in, so I believe it was fair.
But Terry, she was eligible to be on the relay team.
Yeah, but I think if you allowed her to come in, not only is it something that you have to deal with constantly, in terms of I'm not saying it would have been a distraction, but a possible distraction. Is that something that you want? Or do you want your team focused on the task at hand?
How about you, Brian?
I agree with what Terry said. I think it was fair. If you did let her compete, I think it would just open Pandora's box for questions to be asked repeatedly to her, to her teammates, and being on a global stage, it doesn't look good for the United States. You're saying can't compete in this event, but you're just marginal okay to get by to get in this event here. So I think it was fair. But you got to commend her. She said what she did. She told you why she did it. And you didn't hear her saying she wanted an excuse to get in it. You heard other players and athletes talking for her, but you never heard anything for her. She's basically like, I'm going to take this, whatever they give me, and that's it.
And how about you, Emerson?
Hey, listen, she took it on the chin, like Brian just stated. She owned up to it, but it definitely was the right call for her not to be on the team. I'm just looking down the road at the younger generation that potentially we're looking up to her because she is a household name right now in the track and field world. And you don't want other young kids thinking that it's okay to do, certain things, especially on this scale, and maybe use her name. Well, Miss Richardson did it. I can do it too. So I definitely think we need to hold a standard to try to send that message to our younger generation. And I think she could actually use this right now, doing speaking engagements to the youth. I made a mistake. Please forgive me for my mistake. However she wants to address the youth, be better than me or strive just as hard as I can. I will come back from this. I think that's something that she could be able to use for herself going forward. But I like the fact that she did own up to it. And I know she's going to bounce back from this. And I expect to see bigger and better things from her.
And how about you, Malcolm?
Definitely the right call. First of all, she's only 21. All right. I mean, she's still young. She's going to make mistakes. We all know that. And she's only human. And she has, 4 more, like you said, when she goes to the World Championship, show that you can do your thing. And as far as the relay thing, yeah, she'll be cleared, but the key is she has to be cleared take drug test in 30 days because it was only a 30-day suspension. But she would have been cleared by then had she, been cleared. But like you said, what's good for the goose, good for the gander. She doesn't need to participate. Like you said, it would have been fair, like Brian said, truly unfair to her teammates. They're asking questions about her. Do you think she should be here? Do you think it's fair? Now the questions are gone. They can't ask about her. She's not there. It is what it is. It's a done deal.
Exactly.
Well, I'm torn. I feel, to a degree, she was eligible for it. And if it had been something where that she's just out to have a good time, I would say, you know what? No. See you in 4 years. But she was eligible for the relay. She made a very immature decision, but under the rules, she was still eligible for the relay. Now they decided not to have her up there on the relay team, and it comes down to, okay, let's see if you guys can win it now without her. And as competitors, I think, the team probably said, you know what? We can do this without her. So now let's see if they can do it.
Hey, good question. Yeah. We'll get
It'll
them.
be tough.
Yeah.
Tough
Win for her.
That Jamaican team, the women,
Yeah.
they got one of the fastest price. Oh my God. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to beat them.
And nothing like the Olympics, man. Nothing like it. You've seen the world's greatest athletes compete.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At the world stage. The world
Exactly.
stage.
Oh, this was something. Bruce Springsteen's daughter, Jessica Springsteen, is going to the Olympics to make her own glory days in Tokyo. Jessica is making her first Olympic appearance. Jessica will ride her 12-year-old stallion horse. Good luck, Jessica.
Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck.
All right.
We'll
The
talk about,
boss.
yeah.
30 days.
All right.
I wonder if he'll be singing there.
It might be, huh?
No. And that's that's one of the sad parts about the Olympics. They just said there's not going to be any fans. No fans at the Olympics.
Yeah.
That's
But
Wow.
Malcolm, how do you feel about no fans at the Olympics?
I feel the USA should just pull out myself because what's the point in going? I mean, It's in Tokyo, and like you said, they're afraid because of the Delta virus. I'm pretty sure of, and no sense in making a risk going out there. If I was an athlete, I'd be like, hey, just pull me out. You know, I earned it. I mean, it is what it is. And how much fun is it going to be without the fans? Isn't that what it's all about? I mean, especially when you go into another country. Heck, they can do that same Olympics here in the United States at a college or a coliseum or something, you know? Same thing. But like you said, this is the world stage, and they're not going to have any fans. Yeah, that's going to be totally different there.
And Emerson?
I'm really disappointed there won't be any fans there. As Malcolm just stated, it's all about the fans, bringing the fans together from around the world, seeing all the countries come together on this major platform, on this major stage. And now we had to suffer through COVID-19, and we understand the Olympics were pushed back, but now we're not. Now you're telling us we're not going to have any fans there. I'm very disappointed. I understand all the precautions. I understand where we are as a world right now with various the new Delta variants coming about, and like Malcolm said, I think if we weren't going to have the fan participation, let's keep our athletes home here in the United States, and we'll try to look at this Olympic Games in 4 more years from now, until the world can get back on its feet and things can get back to normal. So,
Brian?
It lets you know, first of all, that pandemic is still somewhat out there, even though we're in a better place. Some places may not be in the same place, but it lets you know that it's still real. And then on top of that, it's a sad thing for the athletes. You figure they train years for this event, and then to not have the crowd participant there, it's gonna change a little bit of the mindset and the way that they go about it. It's almost like if you look at the NBA playoffs when they was in the bubble.
Yeah,
You're gonna see athletes perform better with no fans there, and you're gonna see some that may not do as well as they would like to because they need that fan base to pump them up to get that adrenaline.
sure.
So it's sad, but I'm still glad to see it in some capacity, and hopefully they can all be safe, and they're trying to keep people safe. So hopefully everything will work out for the best.
And how about you, Terry?
I feel really sad for the fans that wanted to be there and see the athletes from their country and cheer for them. I just hope, well, I'm sure that all the precautions have been taken and put in place for the athletes there. And I just hope they can remain healthy and safe while they're there. Like Brian said, I think that you're going to see athletes dial in, especially your top-notch athletes. They'll be more focused, much like the NBA bubble. I think you're going to see maybe some records go down that maybe you might not have seen. Not that the fans are a distraction, but now these guys are going to be super focused. And I think it may possibly be the opposite. Those athletes that kind of needed the fans to pump them up, I think you're going to see some special things out of them. So I'm looking forward to seeing it because I think it's much like the NBA bubble. You're going to see some special moments happen. It's just sad that you won't have that fanfare there to celebrate with the athletes live.
Well, it's unfortunate. This is 2 years in a row. They canceled the Olympics last year, and they were not going to cancel the Olympics again this year. Too much money for the stadium and too much money for television rights. The thing that I'm looking to see, can they get through the Olympics without any player not player, but any athlete not getting COVID.
Anyone in
Because
general.
if a player gets COVID,
Anybody.
they're pulled out. So they may miss an opportunity to get gold, bronze, or silver. So that's going to be the interesting thing that I'm going to be looking for in the Olympics. I'm hoping that everybody can play their event without getting COVID.
I think the positive is we've seen it done, so we know it's possible that it can be done, that everyone can remain healthy, just with the way that NBA playoffs and the finals kicked off this year. So
Good point, Tay.
Good point. Guys, what are we witnessing with the Angels? Ohtani for the Angels. Batting average 279, 33 home runs, and 70 RBIs. Brian,
That's pretty good.
what do you think of him?
I think globally, this is something that baseball needed direly. He has brought an excitement to the game here in the States and across the seas. He is definitely must-watch TV. To show the homers that he's been putting on. I know he hit one in Seattle. It was upper deck. It was like 463 feet. It was an awesome shot. So to see what he's doing is great. What I would say I keep an eye out on is for next year. What will they do with him? I can't see him continuing to do the dual pitching and hitting. It's not going to be a good longevity for your career, one. And two, I don't think it's going to work out with him doing both of them. So as a business decision, he's going to have to make a choice. And I think for the team, they need to make a choice whether he's going to continue to do the dual roles. But he's definitely something to watch and must see.
Terry.
well, I tell you right now, those scouts for the Angels are looking good right now. I just say this guy's amazing. Haven't seen anything like this that I can remember. I would say I think it could possibly become a trend. You might see more players trying to come out, pitch, and be that dual threat. It would only help their equity, and right now it's needed. I mean, this excitement is needed in baseball right now, especially with hitting being down. So, like Brian said, he's going to have to make a choice. So that's going to be interesting to see what he decides to do. May not be next year, but maybe 2 years from now. He's going to have to, just physically, he can't, I don't believe, keep this up. So
Emerson.
Greatness, greatness, greatness. I see that all over Ohtani. What we're seeing, like Brian said, globally, he's just he's a mega star. And I'm just waiting for all the other endorsements that are coming. The Ohtani dolls, you're going to see it in the next few months. I'm telling you, he's going to be on cover of several magazines. That's already started anyway. But just seeing the numbers that he's putting up from a pitcher and a hitter, we haven't seen that. Like Terry stated, we haven't seen it that I can remember. I wasn't around when Babe Ruth was on. I don't think anyone on this broadcast was. But to see what he's doing right now and able to accomplish is just absolutely amazing. I'm talking about some home runs. They're not just cheap home runs, what I call cheap home runs. They're rocket shot home runs in the upper deck, like Brian stated. I mean, these balls are 450 feet, 430 feet. To see someone with that ability being able to put on display night in and night out it is must-watch TV. I see that the Angels, I do believe the Angels are going to be on TV more. I think ESPN and the other networks will make sure that they're getting some more airtime. And whenever Ohtani is up at the plate, you want to make sure you have your face in front of the TV on your mobile device or wherever you are, whenever he's pitching. He's just that good right now. And I think it's just awesome for the game of baseball right now, which was losing a little bit of its spunk. So now I think that fires back in baseball, and watching him in the home run derby. And also he's going to be batting leadoff and starting pitcher tonight in the All-Star game. As the All-Star game is going on right now as we speak, it's just amazing.
How about you, Malcolm?
Yeah, speaking of equity, yeah, his stock is real high right now. I mean, it's great to see this young man play, baseball. It's like you said, we're seeing a show right now. We're seeing something different. I mean, like you said, they covered Emerson and everybody covered everything. I mean, he's crushing the ball. He's hitting shots. I mean, the guy is just a phenomenal athlete, as you can see. I mean, it's just great for Atlanta. Like you said, it wasn't just Atlanta that wanted him. They didn't scout him. The whole Major League scouted because the Yankees wanted him bad. But he did not want to come to the East Coast. He wanted to stay in the West Coast, which he did. And he did it. He's truly flourishing with hitting Major League Baseball. He's truly putting on the show. He's showing everybody how to do it. That's definitely great.
Hey, Malcolm, I want to say last night at the home run derby, I was worried about the little kids out there in the outfield trying to catch some of those shots he was hitting. He was hitting a lot of line drive shots. I was worried about those little kids out there trying to.
They better
Have your head on the swivel.
get out the way.
Woo, man.
Oh, man.
It's unfortunate, and I was talking to Emerson about this over the weekend. It would have been nice if he could have went to the East Coast, a la maybe the Yankees, or even if he was with Austin, because the market that he would have opened up on the East Coast would have been tremendous. And he would have been out there even more. But, kudos for him. He wanted to go to the West Coast, and that's where he's at. And I mean, this guy is unreal with 33 home runs, 70 RBIs. His pitching, his strikeout ratio, 37%, eighth highest among starting pitchers. Average fastball velocity, 97 miles per hour, ninth highest among starting pitchers. The max velocity of his fastball is 101, third fastest pitch by a starter this season. I mean,
don't forget those jersey sales.
Yeah.
Showing he's the real deal in my eyes.
I have a question there.
Yep.
Do you think this changes the way Major League Baseball does their scouting? Normally you would see them Dominican Republic or Cuba or something. Does this changes any of that, do you think?
I think it changes, and go around the horn real quick on this. I think it changes when it comes to money. If a young kid or a manager down in Single A or even before Single A, Pop Warner, if kids begin to see that, hey, he's pitching and hitting, I'm going to try to emulate him.
Yeah, Terry said that. Yes.
And I think that's where you're going to see, maybe not everybody, but you may see a couple that may pop up when we're in our 80s and, with a walker. We can bring that up and bring that back. Do you agree with that, Malcolm?
Well, they're doing scouting now, international scouting now. I mean, we all know that a lot of these teams go to Australia. Of course, they go to the Caribbean, which is, Venezuela, South America. They also go to, the Central American teams. countries and see what they got. But like I said, the scouting's out there. It's just a matter of who they're going to pick. But the problem is, when you buy a Japanese player, you have to pay that team like $45 million just to talk to him.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That right there, they should be like, I'm not giving you nothing. He's going to get enough money coming here anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Why am I paying you so you can let him go? We'll just wait till his contract up and leave.
It's about the money.
Oh, it's about the money.
It's all about that.
Business right there.
Emerson?
Listen, all I know, I got one thing I want to say. I'm getting ready to pick up me a Ohtani jersey. That's what I'm going to say right now. So that speaks volumes for everything. I will be donning an Ohtani jersey next show. Hopefully it comes in time.
Knock yourself
Okay,
out.
Dodger fan.
Yeah. Even though I'm a Dodger fan, I gotta support my man Ohtani. I'm going to get one of his jerseys.
What do you think, Terry?
Well, I agree. Like you said, especially in Little League, if you got a kid that's got talent, that can pitch and hit, I think it's, like I said earlier, it's going to be a trend. I feel it'll be a trend that not all players will be able to accomplish, but they will try it. And I feel like teams, and going back to Little League, will push it. Just makes it makes you more, you have more value. I mean, it used to be, I think it's going to be something where for a short while where like switch hitting was big, but now I see this is going to be big as well. So we'll see how it plays out.
And Brian?
Give me a jersey. Give me a jersey.
And Brian?
I already got an Angels hat, so I'm covered on that. But I think this will change the outlook maybe for the youth. Normally when Little League pitchers, catchers are normally like your best players growing up. And for some reason, as they get older, it's like pitchers, they don't let them hit or they don't want to hit. I don't know what it is.
Good point.
Yeah. So I'm just going to see how, if this does changes the way baseball do things, or players do things.
Well, I'm going to give you some of the guys that are going to be in the All-Star game. Ohtani's going to be in there as a DH. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he's going to be in there. You got Buster Posey in there. Fernando Tatis is going to be there. Now, the question I have to you guys, does MLB and the fans still need an all-star? I'm going to start this one off with Malcolm.
They need the all-star game still. I'm going to say yes, because it's for the fans. I mean, true, they're more accessible now because they're not regional teams that you used to see them. Now you can see every team in baseball, for the most part. But it's still for the fans. I mean, you want that. Everybody wants to see the other team best player. I know international, when they play against interleague, they still see the players, but it's all for the fans. That's what it's all about. And I feel all the players should show up, no doubt. I mean, if you've been voted in, forget your little check that you get, your little all-star bonus, which to me, I wouldn't even give you. Either you get it or you don't. Either you get there or you don't.
You're a hard man.
No extra checks so you can go to all-star game. Either you want to play or you don't. But my thing is they all should be there. I understand injuries. You don't want to wear out your pitchers if they're having a great year or they just pitched 2 days before. That's a given. I understand that. But at least show up for the fans. It's all fans.
Mm-hmm. Emerson?
I'm in agreement with Malcolm. Listen, hey, we want to see you. I want to see my favorite player there on my team. I want you to show up for that all-star game. We as the fans, we wait all year. We're watching your stats. We're watching all of your, every time you pitch, every time you get up at the plate, the bat, we want to see you showcase in the all-star game. Those are bragging rights for the fans. My player made the all-star. He made 7 all-star appearances. He made 5 all-star appearances, whatever it may be. And I think it's important that those guys show up for the all-star game. because I think it's like Malcolm said, it's for the fans, and we enjoy it. You know, the home run derby night, and watching the All-Star game, seeing your favorite player name called out there. And I know a lot of the players want to take this time to relax with their family, and I think some players did that this year. But we as the fans, we want to see this. You know, go ahead and take your trip or wherever you're going to go after the season's over. But show up for the All-Star game. We want to see you guys. All right.
Terry?
Yeah, the fans definitely need it. It's, you know, this is a tradition, and baseball's a traditional sport. In terms of the players, I mean, let's face it. I mean, they're being recognized as best of the best at their positions, and it's an honor. So I feel they should be there. I understand, you know, especially given coming off a COVID year, some players may want to just take some time off and spend it with their family, but the All-Star game is definitely needed. It's a tradition, like I said, and keep it. Maybe look at changing the format somehow, but has to stay.
How about you, Brian?
It's definitely for the fans, and baseball needs to recognize that. The players needs to recognize that. That's what you come there for. Is the fans come to see the best collection of players compete against one another. You know, you're gonna have some enjoyment out of it, but you still want to put on a show for the fans. You know, they if you look out there, they're the ones who help kind of pay for some of the salaries that you are getting. So you want to give them something back at the same time. So it's give and take. Oh, I definitely, All-Star game definitely has to stay.
Yeah, and I think you're spot on the money where that the fans pay for it watching television. The fans pay for it going to the games. So
And buying the
take the
jersey.
time out, go play the All-Star game. You still get a little
Absolutely.
break. You still get a break before you have to go back and play. So
that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Think about the fans.
But listen, we gotta keep the All-Star game, because we have to say, take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the park.
Somebody stuff popcorn
everywhere.
They just
They sing that everywhere, bro.
yeah,
They don't even All-Star game to sing that.
and they would just take you out with a straight jacket.
They're talking baseball.
Where do you where would you rank Chris Paul if he wins the NBA championship? I'm going to start this one with Emerson.
Chris Paul, one of the top 5 NBA point guards in our time. He is a true, if I can say this, a true champion without the championship trophies around him. And the reason why I say that, watching him play on several different teams, and every team that he has joined, he has made a significant impact. He has made that team better. They were better. If you look at the Clippers, what they were before Chris Paul got there, he turned that franchise around. Now we're talking about the Clippers. He brought that fan base back of the Clippers, because we haven't seen the LA Clippers fans in years. But when Chris Paul came on that team, and when he joined that team with Lob City and all those good guys, DeAndre Jordan and all the rest of the players that they had that made that franchise come back to life, he resurrected that fan base out there for the Clippers. I want to put Chris Paul up there, and there's so many great point guards who have played in the NBA. Just to name a few, the Isaiah Thomas of the world, Magic Johnsons. I mean, we can go back to Cousy and all those great ones, but I want to put Chris Paul's name right there, because he needs to be mentioned with the great ones of this game. A true floor general. He has one of the best jump shots from a point guard, just getting into that paint. You don't want to let him anywhere in that paint because he's going to hurt you every time. And just a student of the game. And when I say he just can set all of his players up and put them in the right position so that they can succeed, I just want to put Chris Paul up there with some of the greatest point guards that ever played this game.
Harry?
I wouldn't go top 5. I'll put him top 10, but that's a discussion that we can have offline.
Mm-hmm.
If I would just put, without his name, put all his accomplishments, like Emerson said, what he's done for teams, individual players, how he's mentored them, how he goes to teams and they become better. If I was just to put that on a piece of paper and look at it without saying his name, I don't think there's any GM in the league that would say, I don't want that guy on my team. He is a top 10 point guard, in my opinion, right now. I'm pulling for him to win the finals because I feel he deserves a championship. But I would say in terms of a pure point guard, we haven't seen the likes of him in a while. And he just makes everyone around him better. And I got to give him kudos for that, especially at his age right now. I'm amazed, even what he did last year with OKC. I'm just amazed that he's still playing at the level that he's playing at right now.
How about you, Malcolm?
Chris Paul is definitely, we spoke episodes before how much of a great player he is and what he's doing for that Phoenix. I mean, he definitely made DeAndre better, Book better. And he got them kids coming off the bench. They're coming in, shooting the lights out. He set that team up like it's nothing. They're supposed to be where they be at spots. And yes, he does elevate teams. He's a true winner, no doubt. Not a champion yet, but he will be a champion soon. But he's definitely a true winner. And Chris Paul, yeah, he's probably our generation, is one of our best generation, point guard, along with John Stockton, of course, and Magic Johnson for the rest, of course. But he's just doing a great job, and got to give it to him. He's truly leading that team.
And how about you, Brian?
Well, don't let the Cream City hat fool you, because I'm going for Phoenix. So just so y'all know. But his resume speaks for itself. He definitely is a pure point guard in the lights that we have not seen in a while. If you think about all the teams he's been to, he's made either the team and players better. So his resume is definitely right up there. And if he is to win a chip, just think about this. For assists, he's going to be 5th all time, or he is 5th all time. I'm just reading off some of these names that are ahead of him: Stockton, Kidd, Nash, Jackson, and I'll just throw Magic as number 6. So if he did or does win a ring, think about those names ahead of him, what they have in common, what they don't have. So if he get that ring, he's definitely, to me, I'm going to say, with his resume, even though he doesn't have a lot of rings, but what he's done for every team he's been on, he's no top 10. Top 5 may be somewhere we have to talk about. If he does win that, we'll have that discussion a little bit more in depth.
Well, for me, I would put him in the top 5 for to be competing at this age, and to that Clippers finals, he basically took over the game, and those young kids were like, "Wow, he took the pressure off of them." He took the ball and he was just popping jumpers left and right. And if you go back to the playoffs with the Lakers, we thought his body was going to break down again. And all of a sudden, he's playing stronger. His body's staying together. And then he had another setback. He got COVID. So for his age and to compete at this high level and to take the pressure off of the young kids, on this stage right now, if he wins the NBA championship, I put him in the top 5. Now, guys.
And can I say this? Let me say this, Aaron. I want to also add, there are some players in this league right now who receive major contracts because they played with Chris Paul and their contributions. That would have never happened if they didn't have a point guard like Chris Paul facilitating to them. I just wanted to add that in there. There's a lot of guys that have major contracts playing with Chris Paul. I just wanted to add that.
No, you're right.
Good stuff. Good info. Let's go around the horn. Milwaukee Bucks, Phoenix Suns. Gary, who do you got?
It's tough for me to call right now. I think it's going to end up going 7. And like I said, I'm pulling for Chris Paul, so I'm going to go with the Suns.
Malcolm.
I hope it goes 7, but it won't. It's probably going to go at least 6, and the Suns are definitely going to take it because they're younger. Not to take anything away from Milwaukee, because Giannis, even when he hurt his knee and come back playing the way he's playing super. And the key with them, we all know, is my man number 22. He has to hit his shots, man. And of course, the guard, Drew Holiday. They got to hit their shots. But I'm gonna tell you right now that team is hungry, and they're doing the thing right now. And they basically, can I say this? They got a rabbit foot in their pocket right now, because in the first round, they beat the Lakers without Anthony Davis. All right. LeBron couldn't do it without him, obvious. Second round, they beat Denver without Murray. We knew Murray was hurt before the series started, but we know they're not a good team. They're not the same team without Murray, of course, because Murray's a great player. And then the third, which is the Western Conference Finals, he beats the Clippers without Kawhi. And I just got word today that Kawhi is getting major surgery on his knee for torn ACL. So he's going to be getting major surgery as of, they just announced it within the last hour. So, have foot in their pocket or whatever. I always told you, the best ability is what? Availability. So, the survival of the fittest, and right now they're the fittest team, and they're doing the thing. And it was great to see, Giannis come back and do his thing, because he's playing like a beast. I will give him that. He's playing like a beast.
Emerson.
Listen, Milwaukee said, hold up. It's not over. I saw a team that woke up and said, wait a minute, we are in the NBA Finals, and we're just not going down like that. This team has some grit to them. And I think Giannis is saying, listen, if you get on my back, I'm going to take you there. Now, who's coming to the party with me? And I saw players playing lights out. I see this game or this series going 7. I see it going 7. But I do feel as though Phoenix is going to pull it out. I don't know how it's going to happen. And I think I'm going to ride with that rabbit's foot that Malcolm was talking about. The luck has just been on their side. They're going to get the right bounces. They're going to get the right loose balls. They're going to get the right calls, and it's going to go their way. But I don't think Milwaukee is going down without a fight. It's going to be interesting. I got my popcorn ready. I'm going with Phoenix in 7.
Old Lakers coach by the name of Phil Jackson called out the basketball gods, right?
That's what it's called.
How about you, Brian?
I'm going with Phoenix in 6. Milwaukee did play tough. They hit a lot of shots. Phoenix, I thought, looked a little tired. Booker had 11 points. I don't think that's going to happen again. Chris Paul, you can see that they brought the game back at halftime, and then Milwaukee won a run, and it seemed like it was pretty much over since then. And so I just hope for some good games, but I want Phoenix to win. I think they're going to win, and we'll see how it all turns out with that.
Okay. I'm going with Phoenix in 7. 7. I think Milwaukee will win tomorrow night, and I think Milwaukee can win one game in Phoenix, and then that's a wrap. Turn off the lights, the party's over, and give Chris Paul his NBA championship. Well deserved.
Mark that down.
Oh,
Wow.
boy.
Okay. Well, I got one other concern. If Phoenix wins, where are they going to have that parade? Because it's hot out there right now. It's 120 degrees. Are they going to have that parade outside? Or are they going to do it inside somewhere? Maybe inside where the Cardinals play at. They need some air conditioning.
They could do it on Zoom.
It's hot out there.
Yeah, they'll do it at a water park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, that's my big concern. Right?
A,
Burn, baby, burn. Go out there and burn.
a water park with no water. Oh,
It's
brother.
hot. It's hot out there in the desert. Listen.
Let's go through this quick, guys. USA men's Olympic team lost 2 exhibition games, one to Nigeria, one to Australia. Big concerns, Malcolm.
No, I'm not concerned. They just got to get it together. They just only been together a few days, maybe a week or so. I mean, they got too much talent. True, the other teams are playing great. People have to realize there's NBA players on those other country teams, man. Because Luka's doing his thing, he's breaking people off. I mean, they got other people playing, and that kid that played it from Nigeria, he's going to the rookie camp, somebody's rookie camp, and he's going to be doing his thing. These guys are balling. These are not just regular walk through and you're going to beat them by 50 no more. You're not beating these teams by 50 no more. They come to play, and it's great to see that, how the world is, becoming a world game and everybody's stepping their game up, because a lot of foreign players enter the draft and do great. We know who they are in the past. We know who they are now. I mean, these boys can ball, so don't take them lightly. I mean, they're going to have a tough road, but they got to play defense first. They don't play no defense on the team. Everybody's just shooting, just think it's going to go in. So it is what it is.
How about you, Brian?
I think the game of basketball internationally has caught up to the NBA. You see, like Malcolm said, you see a lot of NBA players on these teams, and the basics of those teams is ball movement, 5-man basketball. USA basketball is a lot of ISO, pick and rolls, and they always say 5-man could beat 2. And another issue I see with that USA team, even though they are talented, you don't see anybody on those teams who you say are defensive-minded players. Everybody's offense. If you say their name, you think offense. You don't think, okay, he's a stopper, or he can contain somebody. And it's kind of showing. Patty Mills had 20-something points. That's unbelievable. But I think international basketball is globally is caught up with the NBA.
And how about you, Emerson?
I've always respected Coach Pop, and I'm looking for him to make those in-game adjustments. I'm looking for him to make some major adjustments as far as defensively. I have a lot of respect for his resume, and it was just a little disheartening to see the United States team lose with players on that roster with the name of Kevin Durant, Dame Lillard, and so on and so forth. So I was a little disappointed, But like Brian stated, I think the international basketball community has really outshined United States basketball or basketball of America, whatever, if we want to call it that, NBA. And I think they're ready for us, and I think they're excited to play us whenever they get a chance. And they want to show to the rest of the world that we're here too, and we can play this game as well. So I'm looking for Coach Pop, to make some major adjustments here, and I'm waiting to see how that turns out.
Let me say
Terry?
something. Can I say something to brother Emerson? As far as your Coach Pop, somebody got to tell him, yo, Ginobili, Parker, and Tim Duncan ain't coming through that door. So
Well, that's probably the issue too.
that's what he's looking for right now. He's looking for them.
Yeah.
Now, they ain't coming through that door. So he's gonna have to coach his butt off here and teach them boys to play some defense. All right. Say this ain't that team.
Absolutely.
Hey, them championship teams he had. Tell him he better step it up, because look like the game is passing him by.
And that's where I'm saying, I'm like, Coach Pop, come on.
But that's the way his team play, almost like international type style basketball. So is it him or is it
And
the player?
you would think that, no, and right, Brian, you would think he would have them ready for such an opponent, but I'm not seeing that.
That's all. I don't know if it's the players or him.
And what I'm seeing is a lot of Rucker Park basketball instead of a lot of NBA basketball. So
They don't look hungry. They don't look hungry. They're just going through the motions to me. They don't look hungry.
Terry?
Well, this is what the NBA wanted, right? They wanted the game to go international. So they're getting exactly what they asked for. The international game has caught up with the US. It's concerning only because, like Brian said, you don't have anyone that you can kind of look to be your defensive stopper right now. But it's some tough competition out there. You got Luka. Let's not forget Rudy Gobert is out there too as well. So they're going to see some tough teams. What I will say is defense is a team thing. So let's see if Pop can get them to come together as a team defensively, because I think offensively, that ball movement, the trust, knowing where everyone's supposed to be will come. I just hope they can get it together soon. But if you go back to the Dream Team, and back in, I believe, 2008, the team with Kobe, LeBron, Wade, and all those guys, they play defense. They went out there and they dominated teams defensively, and defense wins championships. So, got to put it together.
Let's see what happens.
I got a question. I'm sorry, T. I got a question. I'm gonna do this through Emerson. Is Ntilikina on the French team?
This got long arms.
Go there? Is it got long arms like Rudy Gobert? I'm doing that for Emerson.
I'll say this. I don't know if he's on that French team, but if he's on there, he's gonna make an impact. How about that? I'll put
I hope so.
On that.
I hope so. That was Phil Jackson's pick, man. That was Phil Jackson's pick.
Yo, Laker coach.
Got long arms. Yeah, okay.
Guys,
I'll put my trust in the Harlem Globetrotters before I put it in Ntilikina.
guys,
Ntilikina.
we've done a great show, and the topics were really good. Brian, tell me what you have to say.
Well, first of all, I want to thank all our viewers for watching and listening. Once again, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. And we will definitely be back with a new show next week and see where we are then. And I want to put on record, before we do go, Gore, if you could write this down, what do everybody predict? Just quick: gold, silver, bronze, or no medal at all for the USA team?
Gold.
Oh,
Jeez,
I'm gonna say
Aaron's
gold.
Bronze.
I'm gonna go silver. I'm gonna go safe, but I don't see gold. I'm telling you right now.
Price of silver went up.
Yeah, might be more in the gold, right?
The
I might have to
price
go
of
down to the
silver
bronze.
Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah. I just
Not
wanted to
only
get
that, if there's any sponsors that's willing to sponsor the show, please feel free to contact Ryan if you want to leave your email or anything. Please, we'll take any sponsors that want to come along. We would love to have you, especially if you enjoy the show.
That's at xosportstalk.com.
Got it. Emerson.
Well, everybody, we want to thank you once again for joining XO Sports Talk Live. Come back next week because we got some more good news, the hottest news and the greatest news in the sports world going on. You want to hear it here at XO Sports Talk Live. We'll see you next week, people. Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you.
Fellas, I'll see y'all, man.
Good night.
Good night,
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank y'all. We love you, fans.